Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm back again, day five. Oh my God. Friday evening. I can totally understand. It is a long weekend for us, or I should say, a happy week for us, or I should say, a very good learning curve for us. So, today, day five, I believe everybody can understand from the thumbnail. It's all about the Jboss EAP from the middleware community to enterprise. So, I was wondering, like all the day four recaps means, first of all, I really want to thank you all to be with me and showering so much of love for the series. And I'll promise that every single day, when you keep on watching all these things, like putting a comment or a text messages to me, I'll be more and more happy to bring such more sessions to you all to increase your learning curve. Second, what I want to say is again the same disclaimer that this is purely based on my learning and my fellow Red Hatters' learnings and experiences that we want to share. And we'll try to answer as per our understandings and the experience that we have been going through in the industry. Moreover, what I should say is that please don't take it wrong that some organization is influencing us to say these things. These are all with you and by you, or I should say, whatever the questions you are putting out, we are just sharing it on our learning basis. So, day five means I was always wondering to bring down a person who is an open source enthusiast, and that what we have been doing all the day for. And today again, I am joined by one of a friend of mine from the Red Hat middleware team. She is a software engineer working as an associate software engineer at Red Hat. Moreover, she is an open source enthusiast. She's a so much of motivated girl, and she has some like ex, exceptional skills in working with Java, Linux, Python, Unix platform, SQL, or I should say, more importantly, I love reading her blogs. Yes, you heard it right. She's a blogger by nature, and moreover, she has been featuring in a lot of like blogs and platform where we talk about opensource.com, Dzone, or I should say C Sharp Corner, and moreover, she is the core member for Dzone community. And more importantly, which I am personally proud of, she is also a Reddit certified system administrator and possessing a very strong knowledge on the Linux environment. While I was wondering all the day four, or I should say one, two, three, four, we have been talking about communities, we have been talking about the projects, we have been talking about the enterprise product, and yesterday we also encountered one of the very hot topic called Istio. For the day five, we always thought of like, let's talk about the developer angle, that how Red Hat is actually working in the enterprise application world. And that since I thought of this girl, which I got to know about like few days back. And while interacting, I found out that yes, she will be the right one to get it done. So I give you Miss Sudeshna Sur. Hey Sudeshna, cheers, and thank you
Hello.
so much for accepting the request. Hello, hello.
Thank you. Thank you for such a warm welcome. It feels great to be on your show and streamlined over here. So
Okay.
thank you
I, I
very
I
much.
I hope you are a regular viewer of Cheers with Gaurav. You have subscribed the channel.
Yes, I do. I do. Definitely, I
Definitely.
have.
So, for all the viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Some more exciting sessions are awaiting for you. Okay, wonderful. Now, talking about Sudesh now, according to you, what is open source?
Well, the term open source refers to something that people can modify and share. It is
Right.
precisely a software development design or model that is publicly accessible. Well, let me explain it in simple terms. Suppose I
Mhm.
want to make coffee and I like my coffee to be filter coffee. There are some people who like it to be espresso, some people might like it with milk, others might like it with cream or with honey or maybe with chocolate. So the idea remained the same of making the coffee, but all these
Right.
people who wanted to make coffee are my contributors. They have their
Right.
own set of ingredients to make their idea work. So when you say open source, simply for me, there is an idea out there, or I have an idea to build something. Collaborating
Right.
with other people, we can brew the idea together. That's open
Mhm.
source. And in Red Hat, we call this as like the recognizing the opportunities of learning.
Hmm.
Okay, and every time I look at open source, the very key thing that I am attracted to is recognizing the opportunities. I implement my learnings, I get feedback from people, I share my expertise. This is how the cycle continues. So, when you
Right.
share your learning and contribute to the open source projects, you get to work with so many awesome engineers and who is like ready to collaborate with you. So open source communities is more like a family who is always there to help. So to me, that is what open source means.
Right. You rightly mentioned, and as we say, is that open source is all about family and friends. One of our friend, I believe, yesterday we met some share and we had a great
Yeah.
conversation. He just is putting like Sudeshna Java boss, so it is Jboss. Awesome, awesome, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the support, people. So that is what like it's all about the family. I totally correlate to it, and I believe since like day one we have been talking about this thing that open source is all about family. And I guess now we have a common family to share because we both work for Red Hat. How working with Red Hat means to you, or what Red Hat means to you, Sudeshna?
Red Hat is a family of collaborating with many awesome people. That is what really it means to me. Like
Yes.
I work with Shamsher sometimes. I work with many other members. I work with Lean, Chow, and all my members. Like whenever I need some help, they are there, and that's what Red Hat means to me. So
Right.
collaborating with people.
Collaboration with the people, absolutely putting
Hmm.
it correct, means I'm collaborating with your entire team, and I feel so blessed that this week, oh my god, I have so much of learnings, and more importantly, I can learn every single day a new product, and so my viewers are. We are totally
Yeah.
blessed that you accepted the request of coming and sharing your knowledge to us.
Hmm.
So for all the viewers, as promised, we will be again doing a giveaway today itself. So if you have any question, please feel free to post your questions for Sudeshna, and in towards the end, Sudeshna will pick a lucky winner who has some very interesting question, or I don't know might why how she is gonna pick up that lucky winner. But nevertheless, keep on putting your questions, keep helping yourself in leveraging your knowledge regarding the JBoss middleware and whatnot, whatever you wish to ask. So, as I mentioned, Sudeshna, we were discussing about talking about the community to enterprise. Why do you
Hmm.
think that journey from the community versions to enterprise is equally important? Or what is this
Uh,
journey? If you wish to throw some light to our viewers, that why we pick community and make the enterprise products, anything?
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah, please.
I would like to like share it with my that I have prepared. I have prepared a PPT, so it
Okay,
would be
wonderful.
easy to explain that to you and
Right,
to
right.
other
It's
people
right.
who is watching this. So
Okay.
like, is it
Cheers with
viewable?
Gaurav.
Right?
I am so
Yeah.
excited to see again my name. I always feel so blessed. Guys, cheers with Gaurav. OP in the chat, please. Yes, Sudeshna, please take it ahead.
Yes. We will be discussing today about JBoss, but mainly the EAP. So what
Hmm.
does this first slide depicts? So there is this community section that I can see, and another is the enterprise section. Okay, so our
Hmm.
journey started as 150 plus upstream projects started collaborating among themselves to become one of the biggest collection of software tools. The
Right.
community powered upstream is always a source of innovation. Few main projects
Hmm.
like Wildfly, Tomcat, Eclipse Foundation, OpenJDK, to name a few of them,
Right.
maintain their release artifacts for public consumption. Each
Hmm.
of these have wikis, issue trackers like every other open source project would. So the
Hmm.
amalgamation of these well-known community projects, considering the support and collaboration that we get, is what
Right.
enterprise JBoss is made of.
Okay.
JBoss by Red Hat is commonly misunderstood as middleware in totality, but it's not true. Like JBoss is a more collection of a lot of upstream projects packaged and shipped together as a commercial offering for solving application compatibility and mission critical production use. So that is the shift from the community towards the enterprise section. That is what I believe.
Right. 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 You rightly mentioned means when even I am like interacting with a lot of customer every single day, I always says that there is a very thin line to be corrected by the customer when people says that JBoss middleware, or I should say Red Hat JBoss and middleware is the similar thing, or I should say Red Hat JBoss EAP is one thing only, right?
Mhm.
So you rightly mentioned that talking about the community is by us, by friends and family like all of us. And moreover, the enterprise is the confidence to our customer that we engineer, we develop it, we make sure that they are certified, and whenever anybody is seeking for a support, we are there to help it, right?
Exactly.
So basically, you rightly mentioned it towards the like end of the slide, which I personally love, that open source innovation with enterprise class stability. And that is what
Yes.
the Red Hat means to every individual, or according to me, what Red Hat justifies when we
Mhm.
say that Red Hat is the largest a contributor to the community projects in the whole world, right? So why don't you tell our viewers, talking about the Red Hat JBoss middleware, we have taken this name couple of times, so why don't you tell our viewers that what is
Yes.
this Red Hat JBoss middleware is? Yeah, oh,
Okay,
we have the
so
slides.
okay,
Yeah.
exactly. So Jboss middleware is not Jboss EAP, but then there is the technology stack where the
Right.
very foundation lies with the accelerate. Accelerate
Mm-hmm.
simply means development and implementation of applications with the products like EAP, web server, data grid. And obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we have a development tool side, that is the Jboss Developer Studio. Now it is known as the Code Ready Studio, and we have management tools for managing the operations, that is the JBoss Operations Network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me come to each and every point and what is what. It will
Right.
uh, help our viewers to understand and get a better idea of the products that we have for the JBoss. So for
Mm-hmm.
the EAP, I would only say it is the foundation stone, because I will be discussing more about the EAP in my next slide. So here
Okay.
the JBoss web server, it includes our very beloved Apache web server and Tomcat. Whereas data grid is actually the distributed data source for fast access of large volumes of data. It is compatible with Java and non-Java platforms. Java platforms, as you know, the EAP is there. And
Right.
so to accelerate, middleware has development tools and we have the management tools. So Code Ready Studio is there. Code Ready Studio is very similar to Eclipse, and it has a tight integration with JBoss products. And
Right.
JBoss Operations Network, which deploys, manage, monitor middleware applications and services with Operations Network, it is included in the core services collection itself.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Like I am done with the accelerate part. Now coming to the integrate. Integrate, which connects the systems and data across enterprise, consisting of the projects like AMQ, Fuse, and data virtualization. So let me go to the Fuse portion first. So Fuse is an integration platform that enables the
Mm-hmm.
connected enterprise. It supports the connectivity of around 160 plus connectors with real-time notifications. It can be deployed on both Java-based EAP or non-Java-based Apache Kafka. Here the Fuse fabric as the managed, like it is the management console, it lies below, upon which there is the container of Apache or EAP lies. Within our
Okay.
container, we have the AMQ web services and the integration framework like Apache Camel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now if I go to AMQ, AMQ, as I have already mentioned, it lies within the container of like Apache, like Kafka or EAP. So it is a high performance messaging platform which supports multiple protocol like TCP/IP, UDP, AMQTT, MQTT. And coming to the data side, that is the data virtualization. It is nothing. It is it data virtualization aggregates the data into a unified data models and views that consumes the applications and which can easily use. So it
Okay.
collects data from various sources like databases, mainframes, enterprise applications, NoSQL database, also like the Red Hat JBoss data grid, and connects, it compose and consume. Like these are the three terms for data virtualization, that is connects, compose, and consume. It like after consuming the data, it is to be supplied to the consumers like the business intelligence tools or the ETL tools, and also some
Right.
mobile applications. This is what is our integration looks like. Coming to the
Mm-hmm.
automate portion, as it has already written, like agile real-time responses to business events. So automation is defining, it's like automating the business processes as processes and rules, and comes under BPM suite and BRMS, which goes hand in hand. So what BRMS is, it automates the business rules, having a rules repository which helps in decision making, whereas BPM, that is the business process management, which helps to automate, manage, document complex business processes by placing a constant monitoring, thus yielding the results. Okay,
Hmm.
but my job in Red Hat is mainly with EAP. So, like
Okay.
every day I wake up, I look at like the issues that is there in EAP, and it's like a huge learning curve because there are so many components out there related to EAP, not to mention 250 plus. So I
Hmm.
try to gain knowledge about the components every single day. I pick up issues that I would love to work with. I fix issues in the upstream Wildfly, that the very famous Wildfly, which is a community one also. And I also fix the issues in JBAP, that is the Jboss EAP. Okay,
Hmm.
so in my next slide, I would love to explain something about the EAP, that is my product. Okay.
Okay, that's wonderful. Means if I talk about the Reddit JBoss middleware, even I believe are all viewers now, you will be able to understand that Reddit JBoss middleware is a stack, right?
Mhm.
Which comprises of different products talking about the application, the data virtualization, or if you talk about the fuse, the acceleration, integration, and the automate part. It is not a single tool that you can work on directly, right? So,
Exactly.
uh,
Like EAP
like
is the foundation of everything upon
foundation.
which the things are
Yes.
built on.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I guess we got the crux right. Means we are going to talk about the foundation, that is Jboss EAP. So till the time Sudeshna will got on the Jboss EAP, people, please feel free to put your questions in the chat section so that towards the end you might be the one lucky winner who is gonna choose out on the random, and you might stand a chance to win a goodie from the team CWG. Okay, yes, Sudeshna, over to you. Why don't you tell our viewers about Jboss EAP, please?
Okay. So
Mhm.
to know what EAP is, first know what an application server is and how EAP is built. For building an EAP, we need to know Java. That
Mhm.
is like the necessary evil. Maybe there are people who doesn't like Java and doesn't suppose Java, but then Java we have to know. Apart from that, we have the application server and
Mhm.
etc. I will explain it to you later. So, but first, let us know what is an application server. So, application
Right.
server is a software that provides an environment to run web applications. Most application servers provide functionality to web applications through a set of APIs. So, JBoss EAP, as the name itself suggests, is an enterprise application platform for highly transactional web scale based Java applications. It is
Okay.
compatible with Jakarta EE8 and Java EE8 specifications. It's like the foundation stone to accelerate upon which all the like applications are built on, that I have just told you people. So
Mhm.
EAP includes everything needed to build, run, deploy, manage enterprise Java applications in any platform, be it
Mhm.
on-premise or be it cloud. Its upstream project is the very famous and well-known Wildfly, where we can contribute, and I will come to it later how we can do that too. So uh, other than that, EAP can be implemented both web profile and full platform based specification. It has got Maven and Jenkins integration. We have command line interface, domain management. It's also virtualization friendly. So it
Mhm.
comes with configured pre-options like messaging, clustering, caching of data. I must mention that it has a web-based management console and a management CLI, which helps to automate the tasks. Also, there is APIs and development frameworks for developing Java EE applications. So, considering the security, we have Elytron that provides a single unified framework that can manage both standalone and domain mode.
Okay.
Okay. And uh, here in this diagram, what we can see, this is a simple JBoss EAP setup. the Jboss EAP instance. This is an EAP instance. This is a single Jboss EAP instance. I will be explaining
Mhm.
with this small, like single instance only. So in
Sure.
this Jboss EAP instance has two applications deployed. Sorry, deployed, namely application 1 and application 2, and it has been configured to connect to a database using the data sources subsystem and the Kerberos server, which can use either the legacy security subsystem or the Elytron subsystem. These two connections are exposed to the deployed applications. Whenever a request has been raised by the user, the EAP instance handles the request through the undertow subsystem and directs those requests to the appropriate applications. And now the applications use the APIs exposed by EAP to connect to database and Kerberos server and perform their implemented business logic. Then the application sends a response back to the requester or the user through the undertow subsystem. So
Mhm.
this is how totally our Jboss EAP works and where it like fits to our different environments. So that's it. I guess I am able to give a overview and knowledge about what EAP is
Definitely,
and how it
definitely.
works.
No, definitely. It's a bit like for the sure for people like me who don't even love coding and who are very, very bad at the coding part. Definitely, it's a very, very good knowledge overview. But I just want to know one more part that when we talk about these application, do on the EAP we have the restrictions to just have the Java based application or it is compatible to any programming language?
No, like for applications, we have to use Java-based applications. When we talk about JBoss, it is
Mhm.
only Java-based applications. It is
Okay.
restricted to that.
Mhm.
So if your
And
application is Java-based applications, you go for EAP.
okay, so basically means like the people who love Java, this is the right way to contribute, or I should say, this is the right platform to learn and get your application hosted, right?
Yes, definitely.
And
Like
then the
you can deploy,
yeah, please.
manage, do anything over here.
Mhm. Okay, okay. And then the next part, when if I would love to ask, can you please just throw some more light when it comes to the databases? Is it restricted to a normal database, like talking about MySQL or MongoDB or MariaDB, or any of the
No,
databases compatible?
any of the databases is compatible. Not necessarily like it has to be MongoDB or something. Anything is compatible, so that
Okay.
it can be hosted on private cloud or public cloud, anything.
Okay, and I'm sorry, viewers. Like, please feel free to put your questions. I'm too much excited because this is something which I'm learning for the first time. So I always keep on like having a lot of questions in and out around. So guys, please feel free to put your question. And now after this particular one or two question of mine, I'll jump on to your questions and. Who might know that yes, you might stand to get a goodie prize from the team Cheers with Gaurav itself. Okay, so Sudeshna, I just want to know a bit more on this side that when it comes to JBoss EAP,
Mhm.
do you suggest that the person who is learning or a student who is learning, they need to have this application or this middleware product deployed on a standalone mode, or it can be also deployed on a high cluster availability mode? How it actually works?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like we have both available. We have the standalone mode as well as the domain mode. Domain mode can support more than one Jboss EAP. Like
Mhm.
we can have multiple Jboss EAP instances, and you can include the JMS or like the messaging queue or JRS, anything. So it is all supportable. Like you can
Okay.
work with it as well.
Okay, okay. Means it totally depends. Fine, that you can do it on the JBoss front, means on a standalone mode, or even you can deploy it on a high cluster. That is a domain mode, right?
Yeah.
Right, right. So that's absolutely fine. Means I'll jump on to a few of the questions from our viewers. Then again, I'll jump back to the curiosity which I personally have. So
Mhm.
Abhishek is asking one question that what is the directory structure in JBoss? Would you love to throw some light on that?
Well, I really don't have any idea about the directory structure. I'm very sorry to
Mhm.
answer that.
No, 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 no.
But then, okay, like
Yeah, it's
when I
absolutely
don't know
fine.
something, like I can get back to you, Abhishek, in the comment section later.
Or even like feel free to connect to Sudeshna. I have posted her LinkedIn ID in the description, and you can just simply go and reach out to her. It's fine. Means that is what the beauty of open source is. If I'm not able to answer, if you are not able to answer, it is good to say no rather than supplying the wrong information, which people don't actually understand. But yes, eventually it is good. But yes, we can rework on it and we can come back at any point of time. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for the question. I really, really appreciate that, for giving us the new learning scopes. But again, we will reach out to you in the comment section, or please feel free to reach out to Sudeshna for anything. Abhishek is having one another question coming out. Which component is responsible for handling the clustering?
Well, there are many components associated with it. I won't say, like, we have a management console over here which handles the clustering basically,
Mhm.
and from which you can see how to work with it, and you can manage from the CLI itself.
Okay.
And there are directory structures inside, and like the as I have already mentioned, like the security or electron part is handled by the electron. So
Mhm.
you can also do it. So clustering, for the clustering we have the management console.
Okay, the management console. Sudarshan, out of this part means, I hope Abhishek you got the point. But if you still want to have more, just please feel to put it. So I want to ask you on this following question. So when it comes to the Jboss EAP, do we have a web-based UI or thing, or do we have to control the entire EAP deployment via CLI itself?
We have both basically,
Okay.
but it is
So we, Mhm.
obviously like suggested to use the UI thing over like it is sorry it is obviously suggested to use the CLI thing over the UI thing, because it
Mhm.
gives you more access to the command line or whatever you do.
No,
So I
absolutely
love
correct.
CLI,
Absolutely
so I will go for CLI definitely.
No, definitely. Even if I'm an admin, or if I'm a Linux admin, I always love to see those black terminals and the green dots, because that is the most important thing for me to just see and to do it. Right. So, coming back to the questions from the viewers, one of the questions coming from Hirsch is that in what ways JBoss is better than Tomcat?
Both Jboss and Tomcat are Java servlet application servers, but
Mhm.
Jboss is a whole lot more. Like the substantial difference between the two is the Jboss provides a full Java enterprise edition stack, including
Mhm.
enterprise Java beans and many other technologies that are useful for developers working on enterprise Java applications. Tomcat is much more limited. One way to think of it as JBoss is a JE stack that includes a servlet container and web server, whereas
Mhm.
Tomcat, for the most part, is a servlet container and a web server. So we get a lot more in like JBoss rather than in Tomcat.
Okay, awesome. Means I guess Harsh, you got the point right, and thank you so much, Abhishek, for responding back that yes, boss, you got the things right. We are glad that we are able to justify your concerns. Now, talking when Harsh has already put down a question of Tomcat, uh, if somebody want to contribute to JBoss EAP, what are the options available, Sudeshna? That if you can just highlight few of them, students or like the people who are watching it, if they are students or if even if they are working professional, if they wish to contribute, how they can contribute to.
Okay, so we have the very famous Wildfly. Yeah, thanks for the slide, Gaurav. So, we have the very famous Wildfly. To get the overview of what Wildfly is, you can check this link out, and we have the GitHub page where the code resides. And if you have any questions about how your Wildfly works, or if you're not able to deploy it or something, you can definitely go to our public channel that is available in Zulup chat, like the wildfly.zulupchat.com, and I have given the link here as well. You can copy it from here. And for detailed project documentation or how to implement it in your project, go to the documents like this link, and you will get a more idea. So it's like ask your questions, seek your knowledge, know how it works, and never afraid to ask questions to everyone, because community is something where people collaborate and they are ready to answer your questions. So they are
Right,
always
right.
there.
No,
Okay.
definitely. You have put it down a very good statement towards the end, talking about ask question and seek knowledge. And that is the most important part. So thank you so much for redirecting it to Wildfly. Means I
Mhm.
have touched this project like quite while I was just researching out that how it is going to work, and but I didn't ended up learning. But let me try it back again. So you just so guys, so who are watching this video, these all links are also there in the description box. Just go there, feel free to start contributing to the community Wildfly. Go there, clone the code from GitHub, start editing it, let's practice it down, and just write the Sudeshna said, ask question and seek knowledge. So question and answer things are always up and on, and following the trend, I guess Abhishek is very much curious to learn Jboss EAP, and he has put it down another question talking about how DevOps productivity and continuous delivery is being maintained in EAP 7.
We have the automating the for the automating of the tasks. We have some projects going on right now. So it is yet to be like delivered to the public. So I guess you have to wait for the time being to get to know about it.
Okay, that is also the most important part, because in the very first slide, Sudeshna rightly mentioned about the community to the enterprise class ready thing. So when it comes to the getting it ready, it definitely takes time and research and engineering that is being done by the beautiful software engineers of Red Hat, and they are so passionate because they have to take care of each and every single component, because when it comes to enterprise, we cannot afford the risk or we cannot afford the delays, right? So that's the part. Now Sudeshna, I have a very interesting question. We just talked about the community. Do you remember that what was your first contribution, or how was that feeling when your first PR got merged?
Uh, well, so it was back in 2016 when
Okay.
I had very little idea about what open source is or what it does. So
Mhm.
I was really looking here and there to contribute, and then this thing came up known as the Hacktoberfest. So I thought,
Okay.
why don't do something with it? Okay, and then
Mhm.
there where I found a project where I was very keen to learn, and that time I was doing a little of data science and Python, and mostly actually as far as I remember, like fixing broken links was the thing. So in 2017 that was my first peer, and when it got merged, let me tell you, I was so ecstatic about the feeling. I was very happy to know that those are like the baby steps in it. So
Yes.
like I was very happy. I got appreciated about my work. So when you get appreciations from people also, this meant a lot to me during that
Definitely,
time.
definitely. No, definitely, you rightly mentioned that. I remember that on day one when we were interacting with Manaswini, she also mentioned that somewhere down the line she also started contributing through the Hacktoberfest. And I believe this is a very big shout out to Hacktoberfest to bring down that
Mhm,
collaboration culture to the world, that yes, anybody can come and contribute without any hesitation, right? So
mhm.
coming up another question. So guys, please feel free to put down a question. We are towards the end of our session. If you have still some of the queries, please feel free to put it down, and we can take a couple of more. So Deshna, I always want to know that what do you think that being a student, do community contribution definitely helps them in landing a job at Red Hat or at the any of the MNCs? What is
Okay,
your view
like
on this?
so I would like to take it this way, like definitely community contributions beat any project. Maybe you are not interested to contribute to Wildfly. Maybe you are interested to contribute to some other projects, and sometimes it's like you are not great and in coding, but then you are great in documentation. So there is always way. If you have the will, you have the way. So
Mhm.
and showcase your talents, like whatever language you know. Let me talk about Python, because Python was the like Python, Go, Java. These are like the top notch coding languages that we
Right.
students used to learn at that time also, and now also. So if you think like you know a project, definitely showcase your knowledge and share your knowledge by some blogs or by updating it to a project in your GitHub repository, and share it as public, so that the hiring manager also get to know that you are the one, you know this knowledge, you have this knowledge, and you have the skill sets to work on it. So
Right.
community contributions in that way is very much important, I guess.
Hmm. No, definitely, it definitely creates a visibility that yes,
Mhm.
you are doing something for the community, because I always see that community work is a selfless love that you do, right? And it is the best way
Yeah.
to showcase that whatever you are learning, you are sharing to the outside world. And that's why I always keep on learning. I always say is that keep on learning, keep on sharing, because something that can be like freely available to anyone, it is just a blessing. And community
Mhm.
work exactly defines the same. So while you were talking about the contribution, you just mentioned about sharing it via blogging. And you have been a blogger too, because I read a couple of your articles which are got featured in opensource.com and Dzone. Why don't you also tell our viewers about that? That if somebody want to write some blogs, what are those key ingredients to get featured in opensource.com or Dzone or anywhere for that matter where you have been also featured? So can you please throw some few lights onto it?
Yeah. So when I first started knowing,
Hmm.
when I first learned something, I always try to share. It helps to experience my knowledge and seek through the knowledge, like what is going on inside. And then when I write about something, people get to know that I know this thing. So back in
Right.
2017, when I got introduced to Hacktoberfest, and after that, I learned so many things about pandas. So my first block was about file permission in Linux. I know it's a very simple thing, but then to me, at during that time, it was a great thing. I mean, it got published on Dzone, and and then after that, I published my blogs on pandas. There were like 2 articles on it. That was a series. I completed the series, and then it got featured in Dzone for like couple of 3 weeks or so, and I got recognized for that. And coming to the opensource.com, when I got into Red Hat,
Mhm.
I I shared my knowledge. I did my certification about Linux systems, and then about the productivity skills, about what is there, and then I I shared my knowledge about Linux systems and my productivity skills, or uh, in opensource.com. So in opensource.com, I also got recognized by a correspondent. I got a correspondent position. In Dzone also, I got a core membership position. So if I want to tell you like the key ingredients, whatever you are learning, you need to share it with the people, so
Mhm.
that there are many things that we all don't know. Maybe you know something I don't know about. So if you are to share that knowledge, it will be great for other peoples who doesn't know it. So that's how it
Absolutely.
goes.
What a beautiful point you made. You said it that even a small contribution matters. And that what we believe in the open source world, right? You said it right. Something that might be a new learning for me. And that is
Mhm.
correct. So you just talked about like you shared like the opensource.com article about your Linux skill sets and your certification that you have just done. And Harsh is having just a similar question to that. He asked that any Reddit certification related to JBoss?
Yeah, not related to Jboss. There is a certification that is related to Jboss. We have JB183. That is like now the AD183 course. That is like the
Yes.
starting, and so many Jboss certifications are there. Gaurav will be the best person to answer this. Let me tell you guys, whereas I am
Wonderful.
not. But then there is certifications which you can do, and it definitely increases your knowledge. That's
Mhm.
what matters. And after knowing, if you implement it, that's where the beauty lies.
Right.
And hmm,
And this is
so
very much important. You rightly mentioned that the certification are equally important, but implementation, the hands-on, the projects are the most important part to signify, to justify that whatever you are certified on, it is also getting utilized. So, right.
exactly. So Exactly. I completed my RHCSA within a month of joining Red Hat. It has
Hmm.
helped me to integrate and understand the very basics of machine of my machine and how it behaves with the EAP. So
Hmm.
I guess you can definitely opt for certifications. Like I myself got very much help from it. So I would really like you guys to opt for certifications in that regard.
Definitely. So we'll take another question coming from Vishal, who says that I have a question. As a fresher, which is the responsibility task for newcomers' time contributing to the open source project?
I actually didn't get your
I
question
I'll
actually.
simplify this question, no problem. So I believe he wants to ask that being a fresher, what open source community expect that a fresher should do such kind of things towards the contributions, or how they should contribute as a fresher to the community.
Okay, so there is no hard and fast rules. Let me tell you, you can do anything. You can fix broken links. You can do documentation part. You can write small contributions. You can change something in the README files as well.
Hmm.
So there is no hard and fast rules. We expect people to collaborate, to behave nicely, because community is a mixture of good people who is there to help, who is ready to help always for you. So there's
Right.
no hard and fast rule.
So I believe the only rule is you should be motivated to contribute and just go ahead and outshine the world.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That's awesome. Means I personally believe that people should have certain understanding that what is Red Hat JBoss middleware is, what is JBoss EAP. So guys, if you want to check out a bit more, please feel free to go to the description box. I have put it down all the links. If you want to contribute, you go down to Wildfly and all the contribution links, all the documentation link, all the introduction links are there in the description of this video. If we are not able to answer any of your question, please feel free to reach out to Sudeshna over LinkedIn. That is also there in the description of this video, or even you can leave a comment on this video, and me and Sudeshna will personally take care to reach out to you back on that particular comment. Toward the end,
Mhm.
so Sudeshna, any piece of advice that you would love to give to all the viewers or the students or the youngsters, that what they should do if they are aspiring to be at Red Hat, or even any piece of general advice to all the viewers, please.
Okay. So firstly, I would like to say that I have already forgotten saying you, like for JBoss, we have GSOC as well. So you can, other than Hacktoberfest, you can also contribute to GSOC. Get in touch with people like Anuj. He is like the org admin for JBoss, and there are many contributions that matters. And start small, dream big, seek knowledge, seek help. That's it. I mean, every contribution matters. That's what I meant to say. So never
Every
be
contribution.
afraid. Just
Definitely, definitely every contribution matter. Even the every single small contribution does matters. And that's where you start. Means even for a baby to run, they have to crawl and then walk and then run. It cannot be directly you just jump and start running. Right. So that is what thank you so much, Sudeshna. So we are at the top of our hour. Do you have a lucky winner for the day?
I guess like Abhishek asked a very relevant question. So the
Okay.
winner is Abhishek for this show.
Okay, awesome. So, Abhishek, congratulations, buddy, for winning a exclusive goodie from Team CWG. Please feel free to reach out to me over LinkedIn or on Instagram or on Twitter. You definitely have my connects in the description box as well. Thank you so much, Sudeshna, for taking out your valuable time and enlightening us what meant for all the software engineers is that I respect you a lot. The thing is, I don't know coding. So definitely a new learning for me. If I can learn, I believe our all viewers are absolutely good at the coding part, and they will be able to digest more and more. So thank you so much, Sudeshna, for sharing your knowledge, sharing your enlightening things with the open source world, and every single thing that you have mentioned about Jboss EAP, and clearing some differentiations between Jboss Middleware and Jboss EAP. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. Cheers.
Yeah, you too. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye. And for all the viewers out there, we are like towards the end of this series. Tomorrow, again, the same time, you might have seen that who is going to come for tomorrow. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Moreover, please share it with your friends to all the sessions that we have been doing. Also, the upcoming session updates are there on my LinkedIn. So please do connect to my LinkedIn channel, or even on the Twitter, and wherever you find it me, it's already there in the description box. Moreover, yes, the giveaways will be continuing by tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow is again gonna be very, very exclusive session. So please don't miss out. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And moreover, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in today. Cheers. Bye bye. I'll see you